Welcome, my friends from media, to the media briefing. On the left-hand side is the Senior Superintendent, Sergeant, and also from West Kowloon and from New Territories. We have the police officers. Sir Wu. Good afternoon. Welcome to the media briefing. In today's media briefing, I would like to talk about the coming weekend. In different districts of Hong Kong, there will be demonstrations. The standpoint of the police will be as follows. There are some rumors on the internet about the police. I would like to make some clarifications. In the recent 2 months, many public gatherings happened that turned from peaceful demonstration to violent incidents. Some radical protesters attacked others and they blocked roads. And you could look at these photos. They vandalize public facilities and even conduct arson. The traffic lights and the road blockers were destroyed. I would like to point out that such public gatherings, we have been providing support to the past years of peaceful demonstrations. Demonstrations could be conducted in a peaceful way. We had no option but to be involved in the violent protections. We had no options but to exercise some violent measures. When violent incidents happened, we had to be involved and to exercise appropriate violence to prevent the violent demonstration from happening. And we had to do the dispersal, and we had no choice. We never want to get close to the residential area to conduct some police actions to impact residents' daily lives. Now we're seeing more and more violent incidents these days. After risk analysis in the incoming Saturday and Sunday, we have already given the objection to the public gatherings. I would like to explain the reasons to you later on. But now, taking this opportunity, I would like to clarify on some rumors about police on the internet. First of all, on the internet, some claim that police had got the ultimate orders. There won't be any dispersal of the crowds, but only arrests. Hereby I could say this is forceful and incorrect. The police has been supporting the public to express their opinions in a peaceful way. What we're doing is to prevent violence from happening. If your public gathering is peaceful, we will never be interfered or make any arrest. Another rumor is that someone claimed they saw a Chinese mainlander, mixed in the Hong Kong police. And this is entirely rumor making. Around 11 o'clock on August 5th, one street light was blacked. Some people said it was police doing. I have to clarify here that it is not the doing of police. Around 11 o'clock, around the dormitories of Wang Daixin, a equipment box was vandalized. Electric lines were cut off, so the traffic light was blacked out. And in a very short period of time, the traffic light was restored. So some rioters cut off the electrical line, and it is extremely difficult to residents' safety. And we also seen other street lights blackout. According to our investigation, these blackouts had nothing to do with anyone's wrongdoing. And there is another rumor. Somebody claimed that a young girl was investigated and was checked by a police officer. So they said it's a desecrating of the young girl, but they have to clarify that a female police officer was actually checking what's being hidden in that young girl, not a male police officer. The Hong Kong Island received a notice about 2 public gathering and 1 public demonstration. The demonstrator number is around 1,000. Based on our investigation, we only approve the Victoria soccer ball fields public gathering, and we gave objection to the demonstration. And we gave these notice to the organizers of the public gathering and demonstration. From 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 5 o'clock, there will be a public gathering in the Victoria soccer field. We call upon you to take public transport for that public gathering. We might block some roads to assist an orderly public gathering. So I hope the participants of the public gatherings pay close attention to our broadcasting or the TV notices. Now, I would like to tell you why we issue objection to the demonstration. In recent months, there have been many public gatherings and demonstrations. During the process and after the demonstrations and gatherings, the peripheral roads witness serious bodily damage and injury of the police officers and the protesters. And the roads were seriously blocked. And you can look at the photos here. And we found that the violence by the rioters has escalated. They use metal branches, wooden plank, petrol bomb, slingshot, and even arrows and bows. And the demonstrations might go past police stations and government buildings. And the police has sufficient reason to believe that these would be the target of the rioters' violence. We have responsibility to ensure peaceful and orderly demonstration and public gatherings. So based on these reasons and our protection of other people's and all people's safety, we issue an objection. The police has been putting enough respect to residents. We try our best to assist our residents to have peaceful gathering and to ensure others' freedom and rights. So hereby, I would like to call upon your rational demonstration and do not block traffic or conduct any acts that might be threats to other people's safety. For those who deliberately damage public order and conduct rioting, we shall charge them with criminal rights. Back to my colleague from New Territories.
Of the letter of objection for the intended public procession that will take place tomorrow in Chai Po. Now, the organizer in his application had estimated some 5,000 people will attend this public procession. Now, from online chatter on social media, we already see some 10,000 people intend to participate. The procession's intended route will go through Tai Po Town Centre. Now, Tai Po Town Centre is a heavily populated area and has many residential and commercial properties, clinics, elderly homes, schools. The pavements in the area are extremely narrow. Even with the estimate by the organizer, will not be able to accommodate such a large number of people without spillage onto the roadside. Now, Kwong Fuk Road is part of the procession route that they intend to use, and is a major carriageway in Tai Po. Any spillage onto the road will cause danger to not only the protesters, but also other road users, great inconvenience to the local community, as well as traffic backlog. The end point of the procession, as applied by the organizer, is the Kwong Fuk Road football ground. Now, this football ground is not a feasible location, as it had already been booked well in advance by another organization. Now, we can see from the public meeting that was held in Tai Po on the 5th of August that a LONO, a letter of no objection, was issued with conditions imposed. Please take a look at the image. Here you can see protesters after the public meeting. The public meeting actually went on without incident. It was after the meeting we had many protesters spill onto the roadside, blockade roads using construction material, makeshift barriers that they took from the railings. They attacked the police cordon line using catapults, using bricks, spears, Molotov cocktails. This is a theme we've seen in several protests, such as that in Sheungshou, Chunmun, and Sha Tin, to name a few, that all ended up with violence and mayhem. It can be seen that even with conditions imposed on a letter of no objection, there's no guarantee of public safety. In a meeting held with the organizer, he himself could not give a proper estimate of how many people he thought will attend this public procession. Furthermore, he could not guarantee that he can control the protesters attending or what they would do after the procession. Now, there's been objection from the local community. The district council chairman, vice chairman, and 13 district council members of the Tai Po District Council on the 6th of August wrote a strongly worded letter objecting to this public procession on the grounds of the violence seen from previous experience. Now, the police have a duty to preserve public order, public safety, and injury to property. Given the social atmosphere and what we've seen in the past month or so, it would be a dereliction of our duty to allow this public procession to continue unobjected. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm from West Kowloon. I'd like to give a brief explanation about the notice of the public gathering outside Shanshui Po. Shanshui Po, please receive a notice about the public gathering in Shanshui Po, as well as the demonstration. The crowd estimated would be 10,000. The organizer of the demonstration has the intention to conduct a public gathering from 1 to 2 from the Maple Tree playground and go along Hinghwa Street to Shanshui Po. And this procession will at around 10 p.m. in the evening, and we've conducted prudent risk analysis and considered the extreme violence happened. As you can see on these images, on August 5th, fires were set in Kowloon area, a great danger to residents' property and personal safety. Shui is an old district, very crowded and busy traffic, plus a huge amount of inflammatory materials and small stalls. When fire is set, and this will be a huge threat to personal safety and properties of our residents. And we believe the organizers will not be able to control such things from happening, and violence might happen. In order to protect public order and protect other people's freedom and rights, in the morning, we've issued a letter of objection to this demonstration's organizers, and we've taken notice that the organizer sent in an appealing. And I would like to call upon the following behaviors. If the appeal by the organizer, after heard by the appealing court, if the decision remained the same, then those who still participate in the public demonstration will be charged with relevant offenses. In Shui district, violent incident already happened, so we have reason to believe violence would happen again. If any such acts constitute threats to public's personal safety, we will enforce our duties to ensure public safety. Back to you. In yesterday's police actions, we've sent out objection to the Huangdaixin demonstration. Police receive assembly and demonstration notice from the organizer. They hope that in the Moss Park, number 3 soccer ball field, to conduct a public gathering from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Then they would conduct a procession from Fenglong Street, Fushan Street, Pogan Street to Longcheng Street. Huangdaixin Square would be the ending point, which would also be the public gathering location. On Monday, we discuss about the details with the applicant, but based on risk analysis and with the prerequisite of protect other people's freedom and safety, yesterday we sent a letter of objection to the applicant. The applicant has not got approval from the premise owner, and the applicant also has no rational estimate of the crowd number, so they don't have the capacity to ensure public order and person's safety. The procession route will go past Longcheng Street. Longcheng Street is the main route of Eastern Kowloon, very busy. If huge amount of demonstration participants enter this district, the traffic will be jammed and personal safety cannot be guaranteed. From last Saturday, Huangdaixin district witnessed a series of clashes which threatens public safety. Although we've sent out a letter of objection, we're still seeing large scale of road blockage by the rioters. They use metal balls, bricks, and the self-made weapons to vandalize public facilities and to attack police officers. And they tried to charge the police dormitories in Huangdaixin, as well as our police stations. You could take a look at the photos there. And they hurled petrol bombs to police stations and set a fire at the dormitory of police. The outer walls were painted. Our CCTV system was vandalized. Several of the police officers sustained injury. The family members of the police officers were frightened. Up until today, we've taken notice that the demonstration organizers appeal to the court about our letter of objection. We call upon the public do not participate in this demonstration, or else you'll be charged with unlawful assembly. Let me summarize briefly. For all these times, we respect residents to express their opinions and their rights. We want to assist residents to conduct peaceful and orderly demonstration. However, we're also seeing chaos in these demonstrations, and violence escalated. In a short period of time, demonstrations descended to violent incidents. So protesters stop all violent acts. And for all the public, in the incoming weekends, there will be demonstrations. So please pay close attention to police notices. We shall issue and update the notice and information via media platform. When violent incident happened in your peripheral, please leave as soon as possible to ensure your own safety. Now it's Q&A.